Hey guys, today we're not just reviewing one fragrance, we're reviewing three fragrances. Signorina. This is Eleganza Signorina and the new Signorina Misteriosa. So let's get into it. Packaging's really nice. Yeah, they all just kind of follow this pattern of like a simple box with like some kind of ribbon going around it. Yeah, this one's pink. It says Salvatore Ferragamo right there. Salvatore Ferragamo on the box on the very top. And yeah, it just says Signorina at the parfum. So we're getting into the bottle next, okay? Bottle's really pretty. Yeah, it has all these cute little facets of like bows on top of it. This little pretty rose gold kind of an orb. The liquid's kind of a pale pink. Yeah, it's just kind of like this rectangular shape. The cap comes off just like that, and it sprays just like that. Notes this perfume contains are pink pepper, red currant, jasmine, pink peony, rose, pina colada, soft musk, and patchouli. Alright guys, three of the strongest notes within the perfume are the pink pepper, the rose, and the pina colada, which is like just very milky kind of gelatin dessert that's very Italian. So yeah, we're getting into the weakest of the three, okay? Alright guys, so the weakest note within the perfume is the rose. And yeah, it kind of has like this very, I would say very classic kind of a rose smell, leaning more towards the white rose rather than the reds. And this is normally helped by the pink pepper. It kind of just gives it like this very clean, very squeaky clean kind of a scent to it, which is perfect for daytime. Yeah, and it just gives it like a very white floral kind of a quality to it. Much more cleaner than other roses, but yeah, I enjoy that. Next up we have pink pepper, and yeah, pink pepper just kind of gives it like this spicy element, and it's weaved throughout the fragrance. It kind of just gives it like this certain kick to the fragrance, and yeah, it kind of helps the rose out to be a lot more of a cleaner rose, like I said before, a fresher rose. And yeah, it just kind of adds like a very just spicy but yet clean element throughout the fragrance. Not that bad. Alright guys, but the star of the fragrance is this pina colada note, and yeah, it's just kind of like this note. It's very milky, very lactate, just kind of has like, I don't know, just like a very condensed milk quality again to it. Yeah, one of the themes that runs throughout this Signorina, some of them at least, they have like this very desserty kind of theme going through it. But yeah, and it's just like a really nice kind of dessert kind of a note to it. It adds like a very milky kind of velvety powderiness to it throughout the fragrance. And yeah, this is like the main star within it. It's really delicious. It's a really nice Italian dessert and kind of a homage to their brand because they are Italian as well. Alright guys, in terms of sillage, it's moderate, very aura-like. Yeah, it just kind of bubbles around you a little bit further than that. But yeah, in terms of longevity, it'll last you probably 6 to 8 hours, just a moderate amount of time. So that's not really that bad at all. In terms of times to wear this, I would say it's very much a day scent. Place I would wear to, probably like brunch, somewhere around the morning time. I don't know why, just brunch. Yeah, I feel that it's more of a feminine scent, but again, if you're a dude, just wear it. There's no problem in that. So all three of the advertisements are really cute. They kind of revolve around Grace Hartzell, which is the model of the fragrance, the face of it. And yeah, and in this one for Signorina, it's very like flirtatious, very girly. You get hints of like this taste of Audrey Hepburn and her voice coming in every now and then from Breakfast at Tiffany's. And yeah, it's just a very flirtatious, very cheeky, very kind of cute kind of a fragrance. So that's the feel for this one. Alright guys, we're gonna get started, okay? Mwah. Out of the three packagings, this is the actual one that actually differs because it doesn't have that ribbon kind of going through it. Instead, it kind of has like this embossed, like, I don't know, like etching or wiring around it. It has like a beige bottom, kind of like a very eggshell top. And yeah, and it's just a Signorina Eleganza by Ferragamo right there. So yeah, let's get into the bottle. Bottle's really nice again as well. It just kind of has like this beige kind of color, beige kind of bows, like a golden top, like a white gold top and a white gold base. And yeah, it's just like a really beautiful bottle. Alright guys, we're gonna get into the scent next, okay? Okay guys, Eleganza contains notes of grapefruit, pear, osmanthus, almond powder, patchouli, and white leather. Okay guys, and three of the strongest notes within the perfume are the pear, the almond powder, and the osmanthus. So we're getting into the weakest of the three, okay? Okay guys, almond powder seems to be one of the weaker notes within the perfume. It kind of just gives it like this, I don't know, like this edging of softness, and it just kind of rounds it off. Like Doesn't necessarily give it a gourmand sense, but it just kind of softens the fragrance out as like the layers come in and out and stuff like that. And yeah, it's a really big help to the fragrance. Next we have up Osmanthus, and yeah, Osmanthus is like a really little pretty flower. It kind of has like these very sweet fruity elements to it. That's why it gets used in a lot of fruity perfumes such as Ralph, and I can go on with the list. But yeah, it just has like a really nice kind of sweet, very fresh opening with like the osmanthus being there, and it just gives it like a really nice heart to the fragrance. And yeah, it just kind of pushes it more towards leaning toward that fruity kind of side. Yeah. Lastly, the biggest note we have in this perfume is kind of like a fusion between the patchouli and the pear. And yeah, I believe it's like a fruit chuli. So like normally now, when like chemists kind of rework patchouli, they kind of just make it more fruitier and they bring out like more of those like kind of fresher tones to it. And yeah, when it melds with like this pear, it kind of just brings out the juiciness with it and just kind of makes like this very ripe, slightly sour kind of like dominant note of pear throughout the whole fragrance. And it's really nice. And it's slightly green. So yeah, I don't know, I really like it how they utilize pear within this fragrance. Normally pear is utilized very differently, but I like that. Okay guys, in terms of sillage, it projects pretty close to the skin. It actually doesn't project far at all. It's very close to the skin, so someone would have to be very close to you so it's in your personal space. In terms of longevity, it lasts a very long time. So keep in mind that it is very soft in wear, but it does last a very long time. So it would probably last you, I would say 12 hours at the most. Times I would see this being worn, probably evening wear. Somewhere, and like a place I would see this being worn is like a dinner, like a very nice evening dinner, like when you're like it's eleganza, so it's like a very elegant kind of a smell. In terms of whether it's more masculine or feminine, it does fall in between more of a unisex kind of a scent, so it's somewhere in between the middle of both masculine and feminine. So yeah, perfect. So the advertisement for this kind of falls in the middle between the other two advertisements. Oh, it says, so I got distracted. It actually has an embossedness right here. It's really nice. But yeah, as I was saying, it kind of falls in the middle. She's kind of like in this ball kind of dinner setting. And yeah, Audrey Hepburn's voice from Breakfast at Tiffany's is still going on. And yeah, it's just like all these men trying to seduce her, but she doesn't succumb to it. She's still an independent woman. And yeah, it's a really nice ad. It's just transcending from like pink to golden yellow, so like these dark hues of black and blue. And it's just a really nice ad. Alright guys, so we're getting into this review, okay? Again, the box follows the design of the original Salvatore Ferragamo Signorina. And yeah, this time it's just laced in black, and yeah, it's pretty much the same pattern, the ribbon going through it. Now onto the bottle. Bottle's really nice. This time it's lacquered in black with rose gold at the bottom, rose gold at the top. And yeah, and just these black ribbons, same as the previous bottles, just lacquered in this very like nice shiny black color. Notes this perfume contains are blackberries, neroli, orange blossom, tuberose, patchouli, black vanilla mousse. Alright guys, and as usual I have all three of the notes right here. I have the orange blossom, the black kind of vanilla mousse that the accord they created, and the blackberry. So we're gonna get into the weakest of the three, okay? The softest note within the perfume is the orange blossom. And yeah, it kind of gives off like this very slightly orange fruity, but very powdery kind of a floral kind of scent to it. This trails off towards the end of the perfume, and it just kind of gives it, again, just like this very kind of, not clean, but it kind of gives it like these elements of floral musks at the very end of the fragrance. And it's really nice, yeah. It's just something that's like very, I guess, velvety or almost powdery, but yeah, it's nice. It kind of gives it just like a very fresh floral kind of a scent to it. Next up we have the black vanilla mousse, and yeah, it's just kind of like this accord, which is like very sweet, somewhat milky, somewhat lactate, like milky, just like milky in general. And it gives it like a very kind of like creamy kind of vibe to the fragrance. And yeah, this kind of envelops with a blackberry note, and it just kind of just like it melts together, and it just gives it like this very fruity, sweet element throughout the whole fragrance. And yeah, oh god, it kind of gives it like condensed milk kind of a smell. I don't know why, but it's creamy, it's really nice, it's just like a really beautiful kind of sweet perfume, and this really adds that element of it all. But ultimately the star of the show is the blackberry, and this kind of gives like this very dark kind of fruit, kind of berryish kind of a scent to it. Not very tart. Think of like blackberry pie or any kind of blackberry dessert you've ever had because of this vanilla mousse melding with it and stuff and being softened out by like these white florals of the orange blossom. Um, yeah, it just gives it like this very just black raspberry, like blackberry vanilla kind of a smell. Just more like high and concentrate. And yeah, I don't know, it's just really nice. Yeah. You know, one note that I do take about this perfume is it's just at the beginning when you spray it, you get like this very initial blast of cherry, and I don't know what it is. It's not noted within the fragrance, but yeah, there's just like this very kind of cherry kind of a note to it, and yeah, and it just softens out into this blackberry note. But that's interesting. I don't know if you guys get to smell that. Let me know, okay? All right, guys. In terms of sillage, it's moderate sillage, a little bit further than aura-like. So yeah, it's just like a little bit further, so people can smell it on you. In terms of longevity, it's very moderate as well. It'll probably last you 6 to 8 hours, and that's really not that bad. This fragrance is definitely a nighttime scent, yeah. Places I would wear it would probably be like a night out on town with your friends, and yeah, like just like going to the bar, going to the club, or just like having a night out in the city. And yeah, whether it leans towards more masculine or feminine, it is more feminine, but it doesn't mean boys can't wear it. Wear what you want, of course. But yeah, I would say it's a really good fragrance for nighttime, for a night out in town, and it's very feminine. I like that. Now, this is the last advertisement for the fragrance, and yeah, and it just stars her just like she's much more rebellious at the end of the film. She's wearing black leather and she's just draped in black. And she's kind of like this independent woman, like no man can love me, like I love myself, and it's just like a really good theme running through the whole fragrance. And yeah, it's just a very mysterious, kind of very sexy, very just mischievous kind of fragrance to end it all, and I really like that. All right, guys. If you're looking for the girliest of the three, the more feminine one, the one that's very pretty, very flirtatious, then get into this one, okay, guys? If you guys are looking for something more sophisticated and elegant, then Eleganza is for you, okay, guys? If you guys are looking for something more, a little bit more mysterious, more seductive, then get into Misteriosa. It's a really nice, dark kind of a fragrance, and yeah. All right, guys. I'm Andrew. Stay fresh, stay clean, smell good.